Hello everyone, today I'll show you different things you can prepare in the pre-patch for the upcoming expansion, Wrath of the Lich King. One thing that will definitely be worth it is to be honor capped. In other words, storing 75,000 honor on your character. On top of this, you can also get 100 of each battleground mark as a preparation. The reason for this is because in Wrath of the Lich King there's a new vendor, and at this vendor you can exchange a battleground mark into 185 honor. So a total of 400 different marks, and this is also equal to 74,000 honor. But why will this be important? Well, the moment you reach level 80, you can purchase the new PvP gear, so you don't need to do as many battlegrounds to get a full set. On top of this, some of these weapons that you can purchase will also be decent in PvE, especially if you don't have a good level 80 weapon the moment you reach level 80. If you wish to level a bit faster at the launch of Wrath of the Lich King, then you can prepare 25 different quests. By doing this, you can hand these in and get a lot of experience in next to no time. If you play on a fresh character, you can prepare some of the quests that will grant you the most experience. But another option is to pick up all the different daily quests, as they will also reward a decent amount of experience. In the description, you can find a link to a video with all the different quests that are planned to hand in. Another important thing to do in the pre-patch is to make sure that you get your epic flying skill and epic flying mount. The reason for this is because by the time that you reach level 77, you can use your flying mounts when you're leveling, so this will have an impact on your leveling speed. But in the pre-patch, the flying mount is also cheaper compared to Burning Crusade. The reason for this is because now your Storm City or Orgrimmar reputation will have an impact on the price. So if you're friendly, the price has been reduced by 5%, Honored 10%, Revered 15%, and Exalted 20%. Another important thing to do is to level up your first aid. The reason for this is because the bandages will make you able to recover a lot faster, so you have less downtime between the different fights. On top of this, you can also use bandages in combat. This is not the same case with the different kind of food. Another thing you can do is to level up professionals. With these professionals, you can craft materials that will be needed if you wish to craft the new level 80 epic items. But it will take some time to prepare and also a lot of gold if you wish to level up your professions. A mandatory thing to do is to make sure you get your best in slot glyphs for your class. The reason for this is because some of these glyphs will increase the damage of your main abilities, and this will have an impact on your leveling speed. Talking about leveling speed, then I recommend you the add-on Rested Experience, an add-on that will tell you exactly where you need to go in Wrath of the Lich King to level as efficient as possible. But you can also use this in the pre-patch to level your Death Knight or some of the other classes. Definitely a useful add-on that is made by some of the best speed levelers in the game. I've left a link to this add-on in the description below the video. In the pre-patch, you should try to get as much gold as possible. This will be needed in Wrath of the Lich King. One way to get more gold is to clean up your bank and your bags. But you also need to do this to level a bit faster. The reason for this is because if you don't have a lot of inventory space and you find a quest item, then sometimes you might not loot the item, or you need to spend time destroying other items to have enough room. So clean up your bags in the pre-patch. The next thing is probably a bit obvious, but you need to get the best in slot gear in Burning Crusade to make sure you can level faster to level 80. Because most of the Sunwell gear you can use all the way up to level 80. But we also gotta remember that dual specialization will be a thing in Wrath of the Lich King. So by preparing gear for up specs, then you will be able to swap to tank and healer and most likely do a dungeon as well. So if you have enough time, then try to get some items for your other specializations. What's also important to prepare is to level up your professions to 375. Because in Wrath of the Lich King, you will be able to level these all the way up to 450. And in Wrath of the Lich King, professions will provide so many benefits. So it's important that you look up the different benefits for the different professions. You can also prepare Burning Crusade materials and level up your professions in Wrath of the Lich King to around 390 to 400. If you wonder what you need to craft for the different professions, then you can also find this in the different profession guides I've made for Wrath of the Lich King. Before you start your leveling journey, also make sure to get some consumables. We're talking about different food buffs, flask, potions, and scrolls. All of these things will help you level a bit faster. When you head into Northrend, there will be two different starting zones where you can quest, Howling Fjord and Berean Thundra. I highly recommend you to look up the different quests and get to know what you need to do in these, because there will be a high competition for all the different quests, and if you all of a sudden also need to look up what you need to do, then you will also be leveling less efficient. In the pre-patch, you should also practice and learn about the new spells for your class, because compared to Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, then every class will see a lot of changes and new spells. You should also be farming gold, so you can purchase consumables at level 80, materials for your proficients and epic items, but also Cold Weather Flying at level 77. This will require you to pay 1000 gold, but then you will also be able to fly around in Northrend, making you level a lot faster from 77 to 80. Between level 70 to 80, you might also find new weapons. When you equip a new weapon, you will most likely need to level up your weapon skills if you haven't taken care of this. This will result in you leveling so slow. Therefore, make sure to level up your weapon skills. One way to do this fairly easy is to find this creature in Blasted Lands. This target is not killable, which makes this an easy way to level up your weapon skills. If you would like to see Wrath of the Lich King videos in the future, or different things you can do in the pre-patch, then make sure to check out the channel. You could also subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. But as always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.